If you're watching this screencast, then you should have already done the practice assignment that goes with the vocabulary words for your quiz tomorrow. If you get done early today, then you can get your Chromebook out and work on those Quizlets to practice your vocab words for tomorrow's quiz. But I encourage you to make sure that you're taking your time. Make sure that you do the next two assignments very well. It's the beginning of a quarter. It's a good time to think about starting fresh and doing your best work. So today you're going to, well, if you have not yet, you should have already defined the word gaps that were in your article, keeping in mind that on Friday you're going to have some questions over the article, and you want to, there will be some vocabulary on there, and if you define your word gaps, then you can use your article on Friday to help you. Today's reading is going to be the second read, and you're going to focus on the three big questions as you read. What questions do you have as you're reading? What are some things that surprised you about the reading? And some big ideas that challenged, changed, or confirmed what you already knew. Thinking about maybe some main ideas. So I'm not going to read the paragraphs to you again. I did that with you yesterday, but you should read paragraph 1 from beginning to end and then stop and think about what you think is important. Did you have a question about something that was read? Do you have a surprise about something that was read? You can go look something up if you find something interesting that you want to know more about. This is about being curious about what you're reading and finding new information out. So in my first read, or my second read, I always like to look at, this is the first paragraph, and what kind of a hook the author used. And I see some description here. When he talks about how smelly it is, he's describing a sewer, and unfortunately that's something I can kind of visualize. He's also comparing an unfamiliar place, something I've never heard of, the Cloaca Maxima, with two well-known and well-loved places, the Acropolis and the Colosseum. So that is a good way to hook the reader, because if the reader knows of these other two places, and most people tend to find if you could go see either of those places at one point in your life, that would be a really great achievement, then this kind of tells us that the Cloaca Maxima is kind of on the same level as that, and that's very interesting. I also found a big idea here. What's important to remember is that this sewer system that we're reading about still exists today, and we're talking about ancient Rome and how long ago that was. When we think about our country and how long buildings stand within our country, some don't even last 100 years. So the fact that it's lasted thousands of years is rather amazing. Okay, and then I had this for you on the smartboard, and it was kind of hard to see, but you can kind of see this red line here is the Cloaca Maxima, which was the sewer system and where it ran through the center of Rome. So for paragraph 2, again, you're going to read from beginning to end, and if you want, you can pause the screencast right now, then do that, and then I will share my example with you. So I said this was a surprise. Down here where it talked about the original purpose. The original sewer drained water away from land that was turned into a home for some very important structures when we talk about the Forum. So I went and found a picture of it for you. So you can see here, all of this used to be swampland, and they turned it, they drained it using that sewer system, and then built all these amazing structures on there. So that's surprising to me. I would probably be a little nervous to build my home on swampland, even if it had been drained. So that is a surprise. You're going to go on for paragraphs 3, 4, and 5 and do the same thing. I would suggest that you don't just necessarily stop at one annotation just because you are done with the paragraph, but again, really think about what you're reading. After this, I would like you to pause this, and when you have completed your reading, come back and check back in the screencast, because the next thing you're going to do is work on your pre-write. So if you're watching this still, you now are ready to start the next task, which is paragraph 3. And so we did advertising together. I asked you to pick language or literature for your next one. So you're left with pop culture and whatever other one you didn't use. So that's going to become your body paragraph 3 for today. Think about which one, again, you think you can do the best job of explaining. And I will put here for you, oops, see, the presentation that had all of our examples. So if you want to freeze the screencast and come back to this in a few minutes, then you can do that. You can actually also access this presentation on my website. Here we go. So you're picking the 3 that you want to use from pop culture that you think you can explain the best. And again, I don't want you picking 3 of the same character. This is to show your knowledge of Greek mythology. So I might pick a Hercules cartoon, I might pick something from Assassin's Creed, and then Apollo 13. And those are going to become my 3 big ideas, my big supporting details. Then you're going to go on and explain the reference, explain the connection to Greek mythology. You're going to use these boxes, open up your interactive notebook to the transitions page, and look back at your other frames. If you used to begin with in body paragraph 1 or 2, then do not use it for body paragraph 3. So today's goal is to get all 3 of your body paragraphs written. Using your frame, here's your claim, body or detail 1, an explanation of detail 1. Detail 2, explanation of 2. Detail 3, explanation of 3, and then your summary statement. And remember, in your notebook, we had also put a list of summarizing transition phrases that you could use. So after you've finished body paragraph, make sure you have body paragraph 1 and 2 written before you start framing out paragraph 3. And then go ahead and finish this, and then you can type your paragraph. So hopefully when I see you tomorrow on Wednesday, you'll have all 3 of your body paragraphs done. What I would like you to do before you leave class today, and this is your grade for the day, so I'll know if you watch the screencast, is to send me an email and tell me what you accomplished in class today and what you still need to finish for homework. Okay, so don't forget to email me. That's part of your homework. Have a great day.